Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's Lunch and Learn entitled Ditch Your New Year's Resolution. I am Bob Zarin. I'm the Access Services Librarian here at Central Rappahannock, and I am joined by the ever amazing Amy Dillon. Amy, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure, thank you. Amy Dillon, Westmoreland Branch Services Manager, so all things Westmoreland.
And we are recording this on January the 2nd. So this is interestingly very timely for us as we are in the midst of seeing everyone discuss the making of the New Year's resolutions. And today we're going to be talking about one possible ending to those resolutions. And the reason why we're talking about this is because, most presentations that will be coming out have come around this time that we'll be seeing when this airs is about encouraging you to keep them all and to keep striving. But as it happens, tomorrow, by the time this airs, will be January 17th, and that is Ditch Your New Year's Resolution Day. It is the day when you are most statistically likely to drop. And, as a library system, we believe in meeting you all where you are. And so we are here to tell you, in the words of Darth Kermit, do it. Just ditch the resolution.
So you don't need to have a resolution. Here in this comic, Calvin is telling Hobbes, resolutions, me? Just what are you implying? That I need to change? Well, buddy, as far as I'm concerned, I'm perfect the way I am. That's fine. But I worked with a guy named Tom, and this was years ago, and I said, hey, what are your New Year's resolutions? And he said he didn't do that because every day he felt like it was a chance to make a change, to improve himself. And I agree, but also that's a lot of work. And I know when we're recording this, it's only January 2nd, and I got up yesterday morning on the 1st and didn't feel like doing all of the things I had planned because I'd stayed up too late the night before, ushering in the new year and doing many lists and checking off boxes of, are you doing all the things? Are you accomplishing stuff? That's a lot. It's a lot to ask. So it's okay if you don't want to do the work.
Also, sometimes the stars are just not in position, right? The famed quote from The Road to El Dorado, sometimes we want to do things and the circumstances, they're not there. They're not aligned. The things we need, the environment we need to do them in, just it won't allow for it to happen. And that could be the case for your resolution. It may have been a great idea, but things just are not set up in a way that will let you actually do it. And so it's okay to be like, nope, we can't do it. Not today. Blame it on the stars.
That's right. It's also sometimes it's too much to do in too short a time, and there's just never enough time. We have busy lives. We're very scheduled with all of the things, and sometimes it's hard to fit in doing other stuff that you want to do. And so it's okay. Instantaneous results are rare. Do what you can do in the time you have, but it's okay to give up on your resolutions.
Also, you can't act on every desire. So, Amy, you know the story of our pugs. If you want to talk about No Bones Day.
Yeah, Noodle the Pug. Noodle the Pug actually has some children's books too, but Noodle the Pug was a viral sensation. And his owner would try to sit him up out of his dog bed, and we would wait to see with breathless anticipation of how Noodle would react. Would it be a Bones Day or a no Bones Day? So on a Bones Day, Noodle would stand there after his owner sort of sat him up, and that meant, go do the thing, work hard, get done what you need to get accomplished. But if it was a no Bones Day and Noodle sort of just slumped back over in his bed, it was a no bones day, and you could wear sweatpants and not worry about, doing anything difficult. It was okay. So sometimes you can't act on every desire because it's a no bones day.
And sometimes the motivations change too. I am sure that there are days when Noodle was like, I am hoping for it to be a bones. Nope, it's a no bones day.
Sometimes
And
it's a
that's
no
all
bones day.
right. You're all right to revisit and change your resolution if you're going, you know what? The way I felt about this has shifted and I'm just not into it anymore.
Exactly. January is a terrible month, and I feel so bad for saying that. I have a friend, and this is her birthday month, and whenever time I say this, she gets so like it crushes her soul a little bit. And it's not about her or her birthday month. It's just it's dark, it's cold. We're recovering from the holidays. You know, we've spent too much, we've eaten too much, we have low energy. Why does the calendar insist that this is the time for peak performance? It's just a hard time. It's okay if you feel like January is not the time to make a life change.
And also, it may not be for you, right? So here we have 6 very different takes on Leonardo DiCaprio. And this goes a lot into sort of the goal setting aspect of New Year's resolutions. You may be looking at this spread and feeling there's one you relate to more than the other. And you may be going, I wish I was one of the others. Well, but sometimes you really aren't doing that. Sometimes we set these goals for the person who we think we should be, who other people say we should be, who we, in another lifetime may have aspired to be, but they're not really a goal for who you actually are right now in this moment, right? If you don't have, as Amy and I have both been saying, if it's just the energy is not there, the seasons are bad, the discipline isn't there, the frameworks aren't there, trying to push through to really go after to something where you yourself are not the person you need to be to even be anticipating for this goal, that could be a sign that this is the resolution to drop, right? Your resolution should be for the person you currently are, or at least they should take into account the person you currently are. If it's really just very distant, it's okay to drop it and say, this was somebody else's view of who I should be, and I'm just not that person. It really is all right.
Absolutely. So you're also just allowed to be happy. Forget the rigid plans, the early alarms, the self-inflicted guilt. Let's just celebrate this radical idea that it's just okay to do what you want to do. It means, sometimes that means ordering takeout or sleeping in or buying a frivolous thing or spending a quiet evening doing absolutely nothing. That's kind of my favorite sometimes. Sometimes that's the win that you need, and it's okay to just be happy.
Also, in the now famed words, right? Let it go. By this time this airs, it will be, again, January the 16th. You've had 16 days to do this. You've had 16 days to try this resolution on, to try on the habits, the hobbies, the gear. You really do not need another 340 days to prove to yourself that it's time to let this go. If you are already in it and you're going, nope, this isn't a fit, it's okay. You've tried it. Let it go. Let it drift off into the ether. You did a lot, and that's worth celebrating, but you don't have to stay committed to something that just is not working for you.
Trying for the goal is good enough. It's okay to have not made it. You can just be done. That is an acceptable excuse to quit the New Year's resolution.
And the one that in the end kind of underlines a lot of these is you can just not wanna. We've kind of mentioned a lot of reasons for people to kind of drop in terms of it not fitting well or not having emotions or trying to win the thing that they have won. But you can just say no. You are allowed to just be like, you know what? Meh, no, your resolution. I don't know. You are more than okay and encouraged to just ditch it, really.
Absolutely. So remember the words of Bruce Lee: a goal is not always meant to be reached. It often serves simply as something to aim at. So you don't need perfection. If you want to work on it slowly, that's fine. You can ditch it altogether.
And also remember the words of said Caesar: in between goals is a thing called life that has to be lived and enjoyed. You get to live your life, and it is okay and encouraged to actually like it. You don't constantly striving after the next thing can just be exhausting. It's okay to like your life and to go out and have fun.
And just to reiterate, it's done. It's over. You don't have to do it anymore if you don't want to.
You are free. So that is our presentation for today. We are happy to answer any questions. I can say kind of in advance the question of, but what about, yes, even you are allowed, even in the circumstances you're about to ask, to say, nope, it's going.
Yeah.
But we hope that this presentation, as kind of humorous as it may have felt, really did help convey that it's all right to be rethinking these things, to be revisiting your goals and your resolutions. And if they're not working, to just release them. Don't feel the pressure to continue them at this time. You have plenty of company. And, we as a library want to encourage you to be you and not be someone else's story version of you.
That's right.
So thank you for joining us today, and we hope you have a wonderful time. Take care, all.
Bye.